Well, hey everybody, I am Lisa Edmonds and welcome to At This Age. Well, today we're going to talk about our adult kids coming home. You know, I went and I looked up some statistics and it says that 53% of college graduates from 2019 and 2020 will have to live with their parents because 50% of them won't be able to find a job very easily and definitely not in their field. So I wanted to talk about it because in December 2019, I brought my daughter Jordan home. Hear that? Yeah, that's my daughter Jordan. I asked her to join me for this and she said she wasn't Instagram cute enough right now. So I said, great, just go and be quiet. That has been life with my adult kid in a nutshell. That and the fact that her dog is down here making lots of noise and will probably end up in my lap at some given point in time. So let's start the journey and the conversation about having your adult kid home. Again, I just gave you those statistics about them coming home and that they'll have to come home. And of course, you throw in COVID and a worldwide pandemic and 10% unemployment, and then it's almost natural that at least 200 of the women that follow this page will probably end up having, or if not already, have an adult child home. So I wanted to talk about the do's and the don'ts about bringing your adult child home. So I thought when Jordan came home, it was going to be like when she used to visit while she was in college. And so what that was, you know, she'd come home and we were all excited and I would make her favorite food and let her sleep all day long and have her friends over and things like that because it was a short period of time and, you know, we just wanted it all to be happy. Well, when she graduated, I said, hey, you're going to go ahead and come home, get yourself, you know, hang out with me for about a year. If you can help out with bills and stuff, fine, but I'm really not expecting you to because I want you to fully establish yourself and then go out on your own. Well, COVID hit. Her job prospects that she had lined up pretty much dried up and she was having to do odd jobs. She was having to finish awesome things. She had an apartment that she had to finish paying for up in Wyoming, and so she had to focus on really taking care of those things. And so while she's been at home, there have been some stressors that I did not expect because remember, whenever she came during Thanksgiving break or Christmas break, or she rarely came home for spring break, she'd come home for a little bit for the summer, but it was always this very joyous, upbeat thing because she wasn't home for very long. Well, now she's done. I mean, we literally had a van and a U-Haul the day that she graduated, cords still wrapped around her neck, cap still on, moved her back to Colorado. She was just that anxious to get back. And but what we didn't understand for her is that there would be a couple of things that would be very difficult for her. First of all, she came home and she left the life that she was enjoying very much. You know, between, you know, setting a schedule for getting her schoolwork done, you know, she did 2 a day. So she was very, very physically active and surrounded by all of her friends all the time. And literally in an instant, in one day, that is all wiped away. And she's living in my basement fighting to get a job. And that was really, really hard on her emotionally. And I did not think that I was going to have to meet some of the emotional needs that my daughter had. I was like, you know, you got a roof over your head, be happy. Because that was something that my parents would have done and would have said. And I was like, yeah, I just better be happy. Roof over my head, there's heat. This emotional stuff can wait till next week or whatever. But when she came home, she really struggled with being removed from that atmosphere. And she had all these high expectations, having just graduated college. You know, our college students in their head, they're like, oh, I got it now. The world is waiting for me. There is going to be a line of people waiting to throw $50,000, $60,000 a year jobs at my feet. Didn't happen. And especially with COVID, had us locked in the house, you know, fighting over who keeps turning up the thermostat. And so that was something that we had to deal with and that I wasn't expecting to deal with. Matter of fact, I was in parent mode going, listen here, offspring, I'm paying for everything. You can be emotional later. And we had to really kind of work that out and kind of figure that out. So then the second thing that I did not understand was going to happen was, again, I had all that excitement of teenager coming home when really I got an adult. And we did not distinguish the person and the expectations and the boundaries of coming home. So let me explain that a little bit. You know, you're all excited they're here, you're proud of them, all this stuff. I'm making omelets, I'm making dinner. You know, it's 7 o'clock, I'm expecting her to be here to have dinner, and she's, you know, found somebody to hang out with, whatever, and I don't know where she's at. And so 9 o'clock, I'm calling, I'm like, so you gonna come home or whatever? And she's like, yeah, of course, I sleep there. And I was like, I made dinner. And she's like, well, Mom, I didn't know you were making dinner. I was like, don't I always make dinner? Which I always don't make dinner. I'm just telling you. Like most of the time, I don't make dinner. Like I'm kind of over that, single now kind of a thing. 4-course meal on the table every day. In your dreams, Chick-fil-A is down the road. Anyway, so, you know, we were doing this thing where I was having this family expectation, like, you just where I sleep. And so we had to get some things straight, because then when she did come home, like the hours that she was coming home, I was getting all bent, you know what I mean? Or she would come home all late and then say, hey, Mommy, will you wake me up in the morning? And I'm like, no, you grown enough to be gone. You grown enough to get up, you know, creating all this tension, you know, whether or not she could have company at the house. What would she pay for? What wouldn't she pay for? What chores belong to her? What about helping with her sister? If they have younger siblings at home and you might need help with that. Maybe they're driving, maybe they're not driving, you know, things like that. And so I did not establish that. So one day I wanted her to be 17 and the next day I wanted her to be 23. And the exact same thing was happening to her. Oh, today I want to be 17, Mommy, make muffins. And then later on tonight, when it's 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm 23. And so we were running into all this tension. And then I realized the mistake that I made. I brought home my teenager, and I should have brought home either what I considered a boarder or a roommate. And so I just want to strongly encourage you, those who either have kids coming home or are at home and you're struggling, that you just really need to set those boundaries into place and establish that. And there's never a time that you can't do it. Hold on. Stop it, you two. There's never a time, I'm literally going to leave that in. There's never a time that you cannot establish those boundaries and make the relationship better. Because probably by this summer, I was like, oh, I'm telling everybody, y'all got to come get her. I absolutely love her. I absolutely adore her. But two women of this strong will cannot live in the same house. When really we can, when boundaries and things are understood. Bentley, Bella, stop it. So, oh, and this? Oh, this her dog. This is her dog. Look, 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 look. That's her dog. Leaving hair everywhere. Look how many, this is what's left of her toy, right? I've got, maybe I'll show you. No, I'm not going to show you. There are stuffed animal guts all over my living room. I am picking them up like every 5 minutes. I'm picking them up with this dog. That's her dog. It also poops in the backyard. Who's picking that up? Right? Those tags you hear jingling all over the place, she was broke. Who paid for those tags? Right? She did help me out with hers. She did pay me back. But those are those things that you would have to discuss. You know what I mean? Like, who's looking after Bella? Are you coming back? I'm leaving. You know, that kind of thing. So I could gripe, but honestly, she's a wonderful daughter, and I'm glad she's here. And she's company for me. But we didn't establish those things. It took me months to do that. We have done it. We are doing better. But we also decided that, yeah, you need to be on your own. You need the freedom of allowing whomever, however, to come and go from your place. You could trash your bathroom out as much as you want. You can leave your clothes in the dryer or the washer all you want at your place. but it's a little different when it's here. So hopefully when she is Instagram ready, you'll get an opportunity to meet my Jordan. I think she's fabulous. I think she's wonderful. I think she's brilliant. I think she's going to set the world on fire, as long as I don't kill her. So thank you for watching At This Age. I'm going to ask that if you have any questions, let's say your kid isn't home yet, but you anticipate that you're going to see them this summer or next summer. Still our dog. Still our dog. That maybe you want to ask Jordan questions. So please like and share this page, but also at the bottom, write your questions down, and it'll be questions that I ask her when we do part 2 that maybe could help you avoid some of the pitfalls that we had as we figured out how to cohabitate together with her dog. Yeah, she's great. I love this dog. I love her. Ugh. Slobber. Anyway, the little one's mine. That's about it, I think. Again, I just wanted to share those thoughts with you. Maybe something for you to think about. If you have questions for me as a parent, maybe you're listening to this and you're the kid. And I'm sorry, see, I did it again. That you're the young adult living with your parents or getting ready to live with your parents, and you have some questions that maybe you want to ask to help that transition to your parents' work. I'd love to hear them. We'd love to answer them. Again, thank you for watching At This Age, and we'll be filming and sharing part 2 soon, and you'll get an opportunity to meet the second half of the person in this dilemma, Jordan. You guys have a great day. Love and appreciate you.